Man, I feel like I'm getting a PhD right now in in presence and patience and true transformation, really. Because you said something that has I'm so glad we're together right now.
Same.
Because you're saying a lot of things. You're saying a lot of things that I've been thinking, but you're articulating it in such a profound, deep way, which is why I've been trying to
Thank you,
figure
bro.
out like why my relationship is always going to be tied to movement, because movement allowed me to be who I am and has helped transform this society. But then there's also and you referenced it earlier, movement also, there's a lot of judgment in it.
Yeah.
And touring the country this year, that's the one thing that's been the most consistent across generations, actually, has been, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to be canceled or judged. So I rather you just do you and I do me. When I'm like, no, then that's the work to build the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And then trying to figure out, you just gave really a framework, Richie, around like, well, how do you scale this?
Mm-hmm.
How do you scale deep relationships? And it's not on an individual. Like you said, it's about like modeling. This is like how you're sharing. This is what I do with my relationships that I choose to be in a committed partnership with, loving accountability with. You guys should do that with each other. I'm not that for you because I don't know you, for example, right? When you're going on tour, but you're really teasing out like this is the work. When we're talking about transformative justice, or we talk about what's healthy masculinity, that's kind of like the blueprint what you just shared, these pods.
I agree. Thank you. It came from a lot of experimenting. Like it was a community project. Like I'm here speaking on it, but I didn't just think about this in my head. Like this came from years of trying shit with some of my oldest friends. Most of them, or I shouldn't say most of them, many of the people who I practice this with were not men. This is like feminine wisdom. Like this is the way our grandmothers hold us accountable. And it's the way a lot of my friends, like, do you know Haywan? This is Haywan was my best friend for damn near 20 years. Knew me from high school, gangbanging, prison, getting out, like through my divorce, through like just seeing everything go down, and was holding me to this type of accountability. Maybe without all the language and all the shit, we were developing it in real time. And a lot of it came through me like hurting people, like Haywan, like other people, and then listening when they're like, yo, I'm hurt. And realizing like, oh, we're missing something, or me being hurt, seeing my friends come back from prison. And then it's like, it got weird. When Success Stories became a nonprofit on the streets and became professionalized, shit got weird because there's new dynamics now. There's like, people are getting paid. Are you my boss? There's so many things that I had to learn from. And then sitting down and listening to those dudes and them expressing their hurts. And they're like, and we're like, oh, we learn all this stuff in prison. We get out. We don't have the infrastructure we had in prison where we're around each other every day, where we can hold each other accountable every day. And dudes were catching new cases, getting in abusive relationships, all kinds of stuff was going down. And we learned like, oh, we need to, that way that we had a consistent space to check in and hold each other accountable lovingly in prison, we need to keep doing that. And in 2020, when the movement as we knew it kind of fell apart, sure, being attacked by the right and all the things, but also like, I think 2020 was as far as the movement was going to get without accountability pods. That is as far as external facing, y'all should all do this, was going to work. We were winning the external battle. Didn't nobody know what abolition was before 2020? Now everybody does.
Right.
You know, didn't nobody know what transphobia was before 2020? Now everybody does. But because we were centering words instead of practice, or we were centering our battle against Trump instead of our battle against the Trump inside us, we ended up being just like them. And now everybody looks at us like we're the bad guys. We're the cops. We'd be like, abolish the police, and they'd be like, you the police. I feel more, many men feel more policed by the quote unquote liberal left than they do by the motherfuckers with guns. And they're not wrong.
They're not completely wrong.
They're not completely wrong. Obviously, somebody with a gun is more damaging than somebody with a keyboard, but somebody with a keyboard can take your job, take your life, take your kids, take your reputation. Like it's scary. So I have since committed myself to just building the cultural practice where we can hold each other accountably without judgment.
Bro, I don't even know where to go after that. Jeez, my knees. I mean, that's the soundbite that has to be tattooed on my heart because it's true. It's so true. And how, again, I got to just tease out this whole, we started with colonization in the system, and it's generations and hundreds of years of undoing.
Yep.
And then practicing something.
Yep.
Before I get to this final part of the conversation, what do you, Richie, do? Because it's human nature when it's too much, right? Like when you're getting it from all sides. I don't even want to put left and right out there. I'm just saying all sides. And then you're also getting it from friends, right? Like, hey man, I don't agree with that shit. Or, we get into this Olympics, not even of oppression of words and who's right, who's wrong. But what do you do to like center when, even with the family story you gave and the movement story you gave with 2020, what do you do to be like, what is your breath to keep you centered and focused to keep going with this framework?
I'm still learning it, honestly. What I try to remind myself is we need each other more than we need to be right. I don't need to be in a relationship with nobody. Every relationship that I have, I'm choosing. So if this person or this is not serving my needs, I mean my true needs, food, health, water, safety, agency, then I can step away. But if I'm choosing to be here, then I'm choosing to listen. I'm either going to choose listen or domination. There's the only choices we have is to like integrate or separate. So, or like integrate, separate, or dominate, So I've chosen to take domination off the table as somebody who has been dominated by the system, by redlining, by the LAPD, by the LA sheriffs, by the LA school police department. Like I've chosen to take domination off the table. And sometimes separation is truly what's needed. And if it's not, then I just have to find a way to integrate. And when it's too much, it's like maybe I take a break from the conversation. I think time supports a lot. Right. When I've been in that situation, bro. From 2022 through 2024, I was probably in, no exaggeration, 60 circles with just... It was like the first 3 years of my freedom, I was like, everything was coming to roost. Everybody had a problem with how I was moving. People read my bio and it sounds impressive. He co-founded all these organizations. Every organization is a whole community of people who are relying on you and who you have the potential to piss off. Your family, your friends, everybody had something to say. And I listened because I felt like I needed these people. We need each other. And when it becomes too much, I'm like, okay, I need to take a break off of this. Like some of those relationships, I had to be like, yo, healing is really hard. We only have so much time in the day. We have to spend the majority of our time trying to survive in capitalism. Some relationships I have to be like, yo, I'm gonna step back. And if that means this can't continue, I have to be okay with that.
Right.
But that's where I go back to is like, I genuinely believe we can live in a world without police, prisons, rape culture. And I genuinely believe that practicing integrity with the community and the earth is the way forward. So I'm going to choose that every time. And if I really feel like I don't got it in my body, I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to chill. I'm going to play the piano and I'm going to come back.